Hello there, Scorpio. Thank you so much for stopping by for your weekly tarot video forecast. This forecast is for the week of April the 18th through the 24th. I am going to be pulling one card for each day, and we are going to check out the highlights, maybe see if there's some kind of theme that goes through the week or not. Sometimes there is, sometimes there isn't. I want to remind everybody as I'm shuffling that this is a collective reading. And so that means that not everything I say here is going to apply to every single Scorpio. However, most of what I say will apply to most of us. And I say most of us because, for those of you who don't know, I am a Scorpio sun. So I am a part of the collective here for this video. La da da. By the way, if you guys want to have a private reading where I look at only your energy instead of the energy of the collective as well, feel free to get a hold of me. All my contact information is listed at the website above my head, amista.info. All right, let's take a look at our cards for the weekend. We have the Ten of Wands for Saturday, followed by, the Moon in reverse for Sunday. Sweetness. Okay, so looking at the Ten of Wands, this just means Saturday we're picking up some kind of responsibility and taking care of that. So we're going to be doing something for somebody or something for ourselves. The last day for taxes was the 15th, so we're probably not doing taxes unless we're late, but some kind of responsibility we're taking up on the Saturday. And then on Sunday, with that moon coming up in reverse, this just means that we had some kind of situation where we knew that we didn't have the full puzzle piece, all the puzzle pieces together. We knew there was some missing information. Well, when the moon card comes up in reverse, that missing information just kind of floats to the top of the surface without us having to dig for it at all. And so when that information comes up, generally, if we've got a moon card, that means that's going to be changing how we look at how much we want to participate in the situation where that truth just came out. Okay. So now let's look at each weekday. We're going to take a quick peek at each card, then we're going to come back and talk about them all. So Monday, we have the Five of Chalices. Doesn't that guy look friendly? Let's see, Tuesday. This is my Mist of Avalon tarot deck that I got from Odessa, Ukraine. Tuesday, we have the Ten of Swords in reverse. Wednesday, we have the Five of Swords. Thursday, Three of Swords. Gosh, we've got a lot of swords going on, y'all. All right, and then Friday, Two of Pentacles. I'm hearing tap dancing. So we'll dig into that a little bit more as we come back to Friday. Let's look at Monday. Monday is the Five of Chalices. That normally talks about some kind of disappointment. I'm not sure what kind of person being we have here. It looks like somebody that went hunting and they're eating the liver of the animal, which is tradition back in I don't know when, but Celtic tradition at least, and I think also other places, that when you kill an animal, you eat that fresh liver to revitalize yourself as somebody who may have been out hunting without maybe anything to eat for 4 or 5 days. So anyway, this Five of Chalices talks about disappointment. So I don't know, maybe this guy doesn't like liver. He could be like me. Oh, I gotta eat this? Really? So yeah, so we've got some kind of disappointment coming in on Monday, and it actually feels not so much like disappointment as much as it feels kind of like frustration whenever I'm looking at this card. Tuesday, Ten of Swords in reverse, something that was causing tension or debate for a while. We thought we had put it down, put it to rest. Weren't going to hear about it again. We see it raising its head. We're going to have to do something and address this somehow in a way that really gets this settled so that it's not coming back up as a source of tension in the future. Looking at Wednesday, Five of Swords, argument, debate. This is interesting because usually the Five of Swords, you see some other people in here. All we see is this guy and his horses, and he's just quite plainly resting and exhausted. Generally, the Five of Swords talks about this idea that, well, you may have won the fight, but what did you really win? Like, did you disillusion your friends? Did you isolate yourself? You know, maybe you were right. Maybe you proved that you were right. But what did you end up with in your hand once you were done with this? And so this really gives these vibes to me like there's no friends around, everybody's gone. He's exhausted. He's leaning up against a tree just trying to recharge. So this is really a good reminder on Wednesday especially, but give it 24 hours one side or the other. But especially during that time frame through Tuesday through Friday, I would say really be careful about the arguments or the debates we get into. Are they worth the energy and the effort to put into that? Are they worth the potential results? What are we actually trying to accomplish by arguing about whatever the thing is? And is what we're saying likely to accomplish that? You know, we want to be strategic. If we have to have an argument or fight, we want to be strategic about it. And if we don't have to have an argument or fight, there's no reason to get all that stirred up. We don't have to put our stick in the middle of the hornet's nest and see what happens, you know? So let's look at Thursday. Three of Swords. This is a card that talks about heartache and heartbreak. It just talks about things that are emotional, that we have a lot of emotion about, that make us feel sad. And it doesn't have to be a big major, like we're going on a crying jag for 3 days sad. It can be a couple of tears fall out the edge of an eye sad. I've had this card come up for me one day for a card of the day, and what ended up actually happening that corresponded with this card was that I saw in the news something about some dogs that were being neglected or had been neglected, and that really hurt my heart. So it doesn't have to be like this hugely personal, intense, rip your guts out thing. It can be something that is much smaller, but it's when we have the Three of Swords, the variation is huge about what that actually could manifest as. All right. Now, let's move on to Friday. Friday, fellow Scorpios. We have the Two of Pentacles. This just tells me we are busy on Friday. We're covering a lot, and we're covering it gracefully, is what everybody from the outside thinks, although we might feel like things are really hectic. Okay? So that's what I've got for us. Thank you guys for stopping by. I appreciate y'all so much. I know that I'm going to see a few of you here for readings this week. The rest of you, I'll see back on the next video. Peace out.